Remember those train strikes? The ones that seem to be ending? Well, hold on to your hats because they're back. Just when you thought it was safe to get back on the tracks, the rail unions have decided to give us another season of travel chaos. For months, the UK rail network has been locked in a bitter dispute with its workforce, primarily drivers represented by the ASLEF union. Pay rises, working conditions, and job security are at the heart of this industrial action. Passengers have been caught in the crossfire, facing delays, cancellations, and a general sense of frustration. This time, it's the drivers of the London North Eastern Railway flexing their industrial muscles. So much for a summer getaway.
Just as the nation braced itself for another wave of nationwide rail strikes, a potential lifeline emerged. The ASLEF union, representing a significant portion of train drivers, reached a tentative agreement with the Rail Delivery Group, representing train operators. This proposed deal, if approved by union members, could bring an end to the long-running national dispute. Details of the deal include a pay increase for drivers, backdated to cover previous years, and assurances on working conditions. However, it's not all rosy just yet. The deal is contingent on union member approval, and voting is currently underway. Until the results are in and the ink is dry, the threat of further nationwide strikes remains a possibility.
While the national dispute may be nearing a resolution, a new battleground has emerged on the East Coast Main Line. Drivers employed by London North Eastern Railway, a major operator on this crucial artery, have announced their own series of strikes throughout August and into the autumn. This time the dispute centers on local issues, specifically what the union describes as broken agreements and bullying tactics by LNER management. The LNER strikes, scheduled to take place on multiple weekends throughout August, September and October, are expected to cause significant disruption to services between London King's Cross and Edinburgh Waverley. Passengers planning to travel on these dates are advised to brace themselves for delays, cancellations and a whole lot of uncertainty. The LNER dispute highlights the complexity of the UK rail network, where national agreements don't always translate to local harmony.
The LNER strikes are set to cause maximum disruption by targeting weekends, the busiest time for leisure travel on the East Coast Main Line. Saturdays throughout August and Sundays in September and October will see a significantly reduced service, with trains starting later and finishing earlier than usual. Some services may be cancelled altogether, leaving passengers stranded or forced to seek alternative routes. Football fans, concert-goers and holidaymakers are among those who will bear the brunt of the disruption, with many facing the prospect of cancelled plans and wasted expenses. While the union maintains that its actions are a last resort, the impact on passengers will be significant, further eroding public trust in the rail industry.
If you're planning to travel on the East Coast Main Line during the strike period, it's essential to be prepared for disruptions. Checking the LNER website or the National Rail Inquiry's website for the latest travel information should be your first port of call. These websites will provide up-to-date details on which services are running, any delays or cancellations, and alternative travel options. You may be entitled to a full or partial refund, depending on the circumstances. You can also use your ticket on alternative train services, or even other modes of transport, such as buses or coaches. However, it's important to check with the relevant operator to confirm these arrangements. Stay informed, be flexible, and have a backup plan in place to minimize the impact of the strikes on your journey.
The ongoing rail strikes are undoubtedly frustrating for passengers, but it's important to remember that there are ways to mitigate the disruption. By staying informed, checking for updates, and being prepared to adjust your travel plans, you can still reach your destination, albeit with a few bumps along the way. The proposed ASLEF deal offers a glimmer of hope that the nationwide strikes may soon be a thing of the past. Until then, passengers will need to pack their patience, along with their suitcases, when embarking on a train journey in the UK. So, keep calm, carry on, and maybe pack a good book to pass the time if your train happens to be delayed.